Hello everybody, this is Retro Bear in the Gaming Pantry, welcoming you to a new video. And today we're going to do something nice, because we haven't done something nice for a while. Well, since the last video when we gave away 25 quid, which ended up going to Big Game Al. Yes, I know, there was quite a few calls of fix, but let me assure you, he won that money legitimately, and, you know, no steward's inquiry was needed. And Al has got in contact since that video went out and has very kindly asked me to spend £25 in a local supermarket on produce and put that in the food bank box, which you do see in these supermarkets, which is a very honourable thing for Alan to ask me to do, so thank you very much indeed for that, Al. I'll let you know when it's done. If I want to do a receipt or something, or maybe just do a quick film. Not filming to, you know, say with us I'm a do-gooder or anything like that, just that Al knows that his money's gone to a good place. And we thank you very much for that idea, Al's been brilliant, and thank you once again to everybody who entered that competition. If I can come up with another one, I'll try and do something very similar. But we're going to do something nice today, and that is, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do these ever again. But thinking about it, and I have sort of seen a few different things going on recently on YouTube. I thought it'd be nice to do some shout-outs, because they seem to have stopped. Ish. You know, no one sort of makes a special deal about it now. I know Retro Ed did one a couple of weeks ago, which you very kindly put me on. Obviously I've got that mention on the This Week in Retro podcast, so that wasn't really a shout-out as such. And again, I think it's just something that we perhaps haven't done a lot of recently. Some new channels have cropped up, some people have sort of started and gone already. And this is really, if you've not seen this video before, I just list a load of channels and tell you what they're about and ask you to go and see them. We'll stick links below. And you can go and cross and check them out. All do different things. There's about 14, I think, altogether, which I'm going to talk about very, very quickly. Shan't go on too long about it. And then it's up to you to go across and have a look at those channels. Do they fit your interest? Are they something you can get behind and support and show some love for? And I think with the majority of these channels, I think maybe the exception of possibly one, maybe two, most of these channels, again, small channels, which most people refer to as under 1,000 subs. Some of these people could do with their leg up. Some people probably couldn't, because they're doing quite well already. Looking at some of them, the amount of interest and views and subscribers they've got already, blimey, it took me an awful lot longer to get that than some people, but it's a leg up, it's a spot. Get people into the, you know, the collective and become aware of. You may already know some of these people. This may be me telling you to suck eggs. And if it is the case, I do apologise. But no, well, let's see. If I can read my writing, it's going to be good. That's the other problem here. I've scribbled this down. Anyway, let's start off then, shall we? So, with the BTB Game Collector, I've started, well, I'm a little bit wrong. BTB, Bravo, Tango Bravo, Game Collector, who collects anything Xbox, Xbox Original, Xbox 360 and Xbox One and PlayStation 1, 2, 3. Lots of pickups on the channel. I'm not sure whether they're going for a full set or not. But yeah, that's the actual sort of thing, and there's quite a few collectors of those sort of things. PS3, Xbox 360, you know, is it becoming a bit more collectible now? Of course, the original Xbox and PlayStation 1, etc. Very, very collectible consoles, certainly, especially the Xbox with a reasonably small library compared to some of them. It's definitely worth going across there. That's BTB Game Collector. So wish you well on your channel, my friend, and hope everything works out as you want it to do. Next one is Chris's Retro Gaming. That's an interesting, straightforward one to remember. I can pronounce that one. Which is gameplay and playthroughs. All sorts of different systems, all sorts of different genres covered as well. I know some people, one of my favourite things to do in an evening, or just to unwax. What am I unwaxing? Candles. Unwax. To unwind and relax is what I meant to say. My favourite things in the evening to do is to unwind and relax, is to actually watch gameplay videos. It tends to send me to sleep. And that's not because of the quality of the gameplay. It's just something very relaxing, very comforting. You just put on. It doesn't have to have a commentary on it either. It can just be you know, straightforward gameplay. My commentary probably keeps people awake at night, so I don't know. But yes, very worthwhile. So that's the sort of thing. Chris's Retro Gaming is your channel. Again, descriptions below. Next up, I'm going to try and pronounce this, is Courtney. It's yeah, that's the name, Courtney. The channel name is spelled slightly differently. And again, she does some gameplay stuff. She's been doing Last of Us Part 2, I think, at the moment is the actual thing. I know quite a few people enjoy that. She's really big into Nintendo Switch, also Pokemon as well. So again, I know quite a lot of people collecting the Switch at the moment. Like nice little console that, anyway. We've probably got Switch 2 coming around the corner, etc. Pokemon, of course, always very popular. So go across, have a look at Courtney's channel. She's doing very well at the moment, and give us some support. There's always one channel which I have trouble pronouncing, and it wasn't the first one. I think this is Crazy Epics, but it's spelt really strangely. Don't worry, there'll be a description below, you can find out what it is. And like quite a few of us have done in the last couple of years, so big Master System collector. So, you know, I've got 104 Master System games now. I've been playing some of them recently. You may have seen my Play More in 24 video. But be a big collector, a big Master System collector we're getting into at the moment. Also, just general pickups as well. We all like a good pickups video, don't we? We all like a good pickups video. People keep finding stuff. I can't be bothered. No, I can't. I just can't. I look round. I thought this weekend I'll do a CEX run. I thought, I'll try for once to do an old-fashioned CEX run. I'll go out to a few CEX shops and try and pick up a few games. And I made the mistake of looking at the stock. If I hadn't looked at the stock in the local stores, I probably would have gone. But I looked at something. I thought, you know what? There's nothing here. I was going to be trudging around, driving from city to city. No, town to town. I don't live in a city. Town to town. Probably generally getting more and more downtrodden as I went along. To the point where I probably got about 3 towns in, I thought, I'm going to go straight home now. So anyway, Crazy Epics is your channel for Master System and pickups. Very best of luck to you, my friend. This one's actually a re-shout out because I wanted to mention this one again, and it's a channel that came to my attention through our old chum Game Zone Bird Room. Hello, James, and Mem, if you're watching as well. And he did an interview with this guy. I'd never seen him before, and I did the course interview. He's quite quite knowledgeable guy, knows his games and stuff, etc. So I gave him a shout out quite a while back, and he's joined us on Fall Guys a few times. We played online. Remember that? So a re-shout out to Dark Wolfheart Phil, who's been doing some fantastic playthroughs recently, putting them out live, I think live streams in the evening at 6 o'clock. Getting great time. I'll get him from work about 5:30. So I can just watch him maybe a little bit. He's done lots of Lego stuff. He's done Lord of the Rings. He's done the Wii U Jurassic World. And he's moved to Batman now, some of the Batman games. So lovely guys, Phil. And please go and show him some support because he's been banging on YouTube now for a bit, and it'd be nice if people went across and brought him into the collective. So Phil, there you go, another shout out for you, my friend. Next one up, oh God, now it's my writing again, isn't it? I think this says gaming from the 70s. The correct description for the channel will be like, my God, my writing's terrible. I mean, honestly, it's scribble. It's a mixture of my mum and dad's writing. My dad tended to write very sort of, not small, but had a very sort of, how to describe it really, sort of like quite a tight style. But my mum was a bit more sort of fluttery and flashy. So my writing at times resembles a combination of two. It's not very good. It's got worse as the years have gone on. Anyway, gaming from the 70s. If you like your 8-bit stuff, as I know quite a few of us do, this is probably the channel for you. Lots of different games being showcased, etc. Is there a bit of modern stuff in there as well? I think there probably is a little bit of modern stuff, but again, mostly focusing on the older systems. So gaming from the 70s, that's your sort of thing. Go across and have a look. We're nearly halfway through. Let's say hello to Gary Gill Gaming. I mentioned Gary before. Quite a few times, and I never actually give him a proper shout out, but here's what it is. Gary was due to be at, I think he came to Crash in November, Crash event at Kenilworth, and unfortunately he had to leave the event early, so we didn't get to see him. We were actually hoping to bump into him, but we didn't, and he let us know he had to leave early. So he will be coming to, I think, the Black Country Gaming Fair, which is coming up shortly. That's not actually a tea-towel for it, that's for what Black Country T-shirts produce as one of their things. But yeah, Gary, you hope to come into the Black Country Gaming Fair. Mrs. Baird done a couple of modifications for him on some consoles recently. And he puts short video. If you like short videos, and I say short videos about, about 10, 15 minutes long, they're really good. He showcases a few games per video, talks about them. Some of them are ones he's played from his memory, some just game series. He's just done 2 videos on Codemaster releases for the Amiga, which is fascinating because there's a couple of games and I didn't even know that came out for the Amiga, which is great. So that was really good. But he does Commodore 64 and of course Big 8-bit fan, Commodore 64 and Spectrum as well, and the Amiga, which he's just doing some videos on at the moment. Gary Gill Gaming, go across and please show him some appreciation because he's got a great channel and a really nice guy. And Gary, we're looking forward to seeing you a couple of times this year, certainly. I think it'd be nice to bump into you and have a proper chat. Next up is Nick Tyrrell, N-I-K spelt, and Tyrrell as in the motor car, I think, or the crisps. Crisps? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Tyrrell's crisps quite nice. They're not you, is it, Nick? I don't know. Anyway, Nick, now, remember the Evercade? Do you remember the Evercade? I say that not mockingly, because I have an Evercade. I sort of jumped onto that second wave. When the Evercade first came out, some people were very, very suspicious of it, Tootie. And some people are still very suspicious of it, Tootie. But yes, a lot of people got onto it, and I must admit, I was one of these people who thought, well, I've got no interest in this whatsoever. And then I don't know, this seemed to be a bit of interest. Some people got them and said, actually, they're pretty good. And there seemed to be a rush on them after that. And I'd sat there the one night just thinking, I'll just buy one. So I bought one. And I got the premium pack with, I've got 3 cartridges, I think, with it. That's all I've got. I've not really got into it, which is probably a bit of a shame because a lot of those cartridges now are discontinued, and some of them are fetching quite a lot of money at the moment. They're quite a lot of money. If you see Hidden Chest Gaming's website, they've had some stuff in this past weekend. It may not be there now when this video goes out, but they've had some Evercade cartridges coming in. It's prices on some of them. I'm like, woof. I've got a couple which are we've been priced. So I think, are they worth that much? But yeah, and of course it's gone through different incarnations since. So Nick Tyrrell, he's your channel for anything about Evercade, new releases, gameplays, reviews of cartridges, etc. He also does arcade reviews, arcade game reviews as well. He's done a few arcade visits to different clubs, I don't think not the popular ones, but other ones as well. So great channel to go and watch stuff like that. So that's Nick Tyrrell, Evercade and arcades. Definitely worth checking out. I'm going to have a sip of the old blackcurrant and apple. Better with the light this week. Remember the last video I put out, I had horrible problems with the light. I'm not sure whether it's chucking it down or not, because it's meant to be a bit miserable today. No, it's just grey. That's all right. Grey works a lot better. It's 2:20 in the afternoon, and the artificial light is far more dominant than natural light. Anyway, you've not come here to listen to weather forecast, have you? I don't know, you may have done. Better than the usual rubbish, isn't it? A big hello to Pixel Fandango, who's next on the list. Pixel Fandango does, as I've written down here, all things retro 8-bit and 16-bit, and that is not just micros, it's console and stuff. There's gameplay videos and things on there. It's a really, really good channel. Again, one of these I just like to sit down and just click on and watch. And all these channels are easy, good videos, easy watches to sort of go through, and definitely worth your time checking out. And it's one of the great joys of doing things like this. People do things differently, and you can just sit there and find something that piques your fancy. Because I don't know about you, but I mean, I go through YouTube sometimes, and the recommended videos that I get, it's just like, I mean, most of them are in Chinese, which is not a problem, except I don't speak Chinese, so that doesn't really help me at all, or Japanese doesn't really help me at all. And some of them are subjects that I've got actually no reason for whatsoever start appearing in my feed and not related to any searches that I've done about anything. What did I get recommended this morning? It was something absolutely bizarre. And I thought, I've never watched a video about this in my life. I'm sure it's to do with landscaping or landscape gardening or something. I've never watched a video like this, ever. Why would you recommend a video to me like that? Well, why would you hit me with a copyright thing for the medley of an Aladdin song on a Mega Drive being played under a commentary? I don't know. Anyway, who knows? So that's Pixel Fan. Let's move on to Pixel Paul, who's doing very, very well for himself. He's not been on YouTube all that long, but I tell you something, some of his pickup videos are gradually picking up steam. And if you like pickups, Pixel Paul is your man. Yeah, he's done quite a few, and they're getting good traction. I think Paul's probably well on his way to 1,000 subs in the next not too distant future. But yeah, go across and show him some support. Again, you like pickups and stuff, that's your sort of thing. So that's Pixel Paul. Next up is Retro 1981. I'll say that again. Retro 1981. What have we got here? We've got a game room tour, which has gone up in the last month. I know a lot of you like game room tours, but you all like to see what other people always... Start again. We all like to see what the insides of people's houses and games room looks like, don't we? So there's something on there for you. And also, if you're a big fan of Sega, some Saturn gameplay on there, some Mega CD gameplay on there as well. Wow, how about that, eh? Definitely worth checking out. Looks like a relatively new channel as well, so this is a good time to get in and show some support, get some appreciation going out, because we all know how hard it was when we started. Not so much now, but back then, 4 or 5 years ago, when a lot of us sort of, started following each other, we knew how hard it was to try and get some interest in what we were doing, and just sort of let people know that we're out there. This is the ideal opportunity. Retro 1981 is your channel. Right. Oh, God, now they'll bring me bloody handwriting again, ain't I? Oh, my God. Okay, I think this channel is called Roundlet. I can't tell you how it's spelt, but it's a lady in Slovenia. Okay, and I found a channel, I think, just after Christmas. And if you like Nintendo, again, this is the sort of channel that you should be showing support for. Big Nintendo collector, big Nintendo fan, has done Switch collection. She's bought, I think she's a review on the latest Mario RPG. I think she's on Twitch as well. Maybe the case. I will spell everything correctly at the bottom, so that will be correct. You'll be able to find it from my inane ramblings. But yeah, so I think it's Roundlet, but she's in Slovenia, and she's really, really nice. She loves the games. Go and show her some support. It's fantastic. We've got 3, I think, female channels showcasing this one. And the final one I'm going to mention now is Stephanie Rose, the Gamer Blonde. Now, her channel, I say it's a bit sporadic. She's done some stuff, then she's moved properties, I think, recently, and she's been rebuilding her game room. So if you're interested in stuff and see what goes in there, that's fine. Her and her partner, they're big gamers. They love their stuff like that. So she's done game rooms. She does pickups and things as well. So yeah, go across and have a look at that as well. Again, it's a game room. People like seeing these things being built and what have you, and stuff going into them. So yeah, go and show Stephanie some support. She'd really appreciate that. And again, the channel's doing pretty well so far. So, but yes, the Gamer Blonde. But again, links in the description below. And finally, I think this channel's been shouted out recently by a couple of other people. This is WizBits Random Gaming, and yes, it's your typical, and I say typical in the way that I do stuff, typical, pickups and gameplay and all that, and but really, really, really nice guy. Does a lot of reviews of CEX stores local to him. I think he's down south somewhere. So if you're down that way, watch out, because there's somebody else going around doing a better job than you are. But yeah, again, great to go across. So WizBits Random Gaming is your last channel shout out. So let's just recap those in no particular order other than the order I've listed them in. BTB Game Collector, Chris's Retro Gaming, Courtney, Crazy Epics with a weird spelling, Dark Wolfheart, Gaming from the 70s, Gary Gill Gaming, try saying that after a couple of points, Nick Tyrrell, Pixel Fandango, Pixel Paul, Retro 1981, Roundlet, I hope, Stephanie Rose, the Gamer Blonde, and WizBits Retro Gaming. What do we always say after we do that? Go across, show them support, and tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because they've never heard of me. I'd also like to say, before I finish, a massive, massive thank you for my dear friend and somebody who I'm so pleased to see is doing so well on YouTube. Lots of people watch her stuff and subscribe to her channel. She's absolutely just taken off, and yeah, she can't believe it. It's one of the most laid back, down to earth, honest people, YouTubers that you will come across. Joe Gaming Girly, big hello to you, Joe. Hope you're well. Former guest on the TMB podcast twice, I think, or just once I think it was. But yeah, Joe mentioned me in a recent video. She did some Sega Saturn gameplay, and kindly hashtagged in the Play More in 24. which we're trying to get people to do more this year. If you're watching this the first time, simply just stop talking about games. Play more games. Play more games. That's the way to do it. A few people have adopted this. Sean, Retro Games Revive, has now used my ugly mug as a thumbnail. Thanks, Sean. I'm sure that's turning people off your channel. You'll have to change that, mate. It's having the opposite effect. And of course, my good friend down under, Chris at Agima 005 Agima. I never get it right. Chris has adopted that as well, and he's put, I think, 3 or 4 videos out already. So yeah, put the tag in. Hashtag play more in 24. Stick it in your videos. Link it through to everybody else, and just, you know, start a movement. That's all we want. Anyway, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah. So go across and show some support to those channels. I'm not sure this is going to be a regular thing. I've just, you know, I thought I haven't really got a lot else I can sort of talk to people about at the moment, so I've not really been anywhere or picked anything else up or what have you. And I thought, people don't want to sit here and watch me just show games off. You know, this is my collection. Although I do it slightly different to a lot of people. It takes forever because I like to talk about stuff. But I'm trying not to talk about games this year. I want to play more games, but I don't want to flood the channel with gameplay anyway. If you have liked that, please come back for more. If you haven't liked that, then you know where the door is. And yeah, until next time, go away,